Okay, we're on Dusty. I was on earlier, but quite literally there was nothing going on, so.
Hello.
Hello?
We were not in the latest edition of the paper.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Shintos were, again.
Again.
Mm-hmm. I guess, thank God Santino is in Sisika.
Oh, shit. Did you send me a telegram?
Nope.
Then we probably should check what this telegram is.
Yeah, let's go check.
Also, the shootout happened while I was in the bar, so I just kind of, hid in the closet. I made a bunch of money earlier, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Up to 750. I
Just
found,
one-stop shines, or?
No, just at one stop, because literally I forgot,
Oh, yeah.
pick up the job last night. And then I did, a couple of, herb picking jobs.
Nice.
There was a tobacco job in Valentine to go to deliver in Rhodes, but I took the gamble and went to look for a one stop and found a one stop, so I couldn't get that tobacco one.
Look as well. I didn't see him wave, but you never know.
It was Frankie.
Oh?
He said he's having an urgent meeting for something he missed over the weekend due to a concussion, but if he wants to meet, then he agrees it needs to not be in the city because he can't be there himself.
Yeah, alright.
So,
when did he send it?
let me see. An hour ago.
Okay. I mean, if you have time, we can send him a telegram back and let's meet him now.
I kind of want to get this over with, so, yeah. I can send a telegram.
Okay.
Should we choose a spot or have him choose a spot?
Just have him choose a spot. We can go wherever.
Right.
Just tell him to let him know where.
I told him to choose a spot, preferably away from public eye.
Yeah.
He sent it in Blackwater, so.
Alright, so it could be a west trip. I'm just gonna check the boards while we wait. Cardinal flowers, 15 to Valentine for 150. Oh, it's to Van Horn. But still.
It's quite, I just did that job before I went to sleep, so we can do it again. It's pretty easy.
Alright, if it's easy, then why not? Alright.
Give some time to respond.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to quite literally go along the railroad tracks. You will find red flowers.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen them.
Yeah, you've seen
15,
them before.
So we gotta find 8, basically.
Yeah, which is pretty easy. They're all the way into the city as well if you follow the railroad tracks along the water's edge.
Okay.
I found like 7 or 8 of them before, 'cause I have a few marked down in my book, but I found like 7 or 8 of them before the marked down ones, so I'll go in
Okay,
all the way
so it should
into
be
the
pretty
city.
quick.
Yeah. Yeah, start from here and look along the water's edge. It should be along the edge of this cliff, little lip.
Yeah, right here.
Yep. I think this is the first one, and then you just keep going along here. You'll see them either on the little islands or here on this ledge. I found someone meditating here, right there in the bushes to the left while I was doing this earlier. It looks like loot, honestly.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, there's one by the railroad track, too.
Well, you said there was a shooting in cities of blues around.
It could have
Checks
been
out.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
could have been them. Who knows? I didn't really stick around long enough. I just tossed myself in the closet.
Yeah, I just kind of assume that if they're shooting and he's around, that he's got something to do with it.
I didn't stay long enough to see, but it really did look like Lou. I kind of did a double take. At least we're doing this at daylight so you actually see. I was picking oleander flowers at night in the fog. That was fun.
I'm sure it was miserable.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see Sunday.
It should be the manor. If it's the same one.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, cardinal one is really easy. Good 150. Ooh.
Yeah, it seems like it, especially with 2 people.
Yep. Yeah, it took me a little bit longer because I had to find 50 of them by myself, but same thing with the oleanders. I had to find 12 of them by myself. I had to go through one hell of an adventure. I did find a still, though.
You don't have to get this one.
Do I not?
No. You can just hand me the 7 that you have. That'll be 15.
Oh, right. There's been a lot of herb jobs today.
After we turn this in, we'll go check roads.
Yep. I picked up like 3 herb jobs, I think, today. Then I picked up that one stop. There was not a whole lot of the of moonshine on the boards.
Yeah, we're gonna look for a one stop at the for a bit of Valentine or Blackwater on the way over the roads.
Here's hoping
So I only
Frankie
have
answers
about,
me soon.
Yeah, hopefully it does. So I only have about $150 in the bank, I think. A little bit more than that. I think it's like maybe right at 400 after the 125 I added it from last night.
Yeah. We're getting our money back.
Mm-hmm. I just need to get to over 500 so I can pay LC for a crate.
You did you put the beer back down or no?
Oh shit, no.
Okay.
No,
Did you reach out to Elsie too or no?
Not yet tonight. Reached out to
Okay.
her yesterday, so I figure I'll probably just do that while you go eat dinner.
All right.
Now that I've done it a couple times, I'm not as worried of being robbed from her.
Yeah. I mean, we're repeat customers and giving her
Yeah,
500
exactly.
every week, so.
Well, I mean, originally I really thought that it was a scam and I was gonna get robbed.
You think everything's a scam?
I mean, look, if we're being honest, we are kind of scamming her. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
$500 is crazy. But it makes me wonder, actually, because I would be less excited to buy it if it was $650 or even $600. And I wonder if people who sell at that price just don't get business, and that's why she's down at 500.
Possibly.
Because you gotta think, I mean, there's more people like us. I mean, if she spends a couple days doing nothing but that, and she has even a 10 crate, a 10 slot wagon, I mean, it's 5,000.
Yep.
It's not a bad business.
It's not if you're not a traditionalist like me.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm just seeing from her side of it. You know, you hire 5 people. You guys all get together, do all those crates. You're each getting $1,000.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not a business I would really want to get into. I prefer what we do, but gotta at least appreciate it.
Yeah, I can appreciate it. I respect the hustle there and everything else. And I mean, a good shiner like myself can turn a bad batch of mash into at least something. As much as I don't like the fact that it's sweet, but yeah, you know, whatever. She's been doing it this long, she must have perfected her mash recipe at the very least.
Where's Fort Brennan?
I don't know.
Greetings and salutations, you fine folks.
Hello?
Hello.
Sorry to just ride up on you the way I did. I'm sure it is very unsightly, and I do apologize, but I'm desperate.
Desperate for what?
Okay.
I'm looking for information in regards to, I guess you could say, the sales, if you will.
A sales of what?
Well, I'm a proprietor of a Georgian spirit. It's
Hello?
called, Georgia Sunrise.
Fellows. I see you fellow entrepreneurs.
And
Sorry?
I'm looking to offload that.
What was that?
I have a Georgian spirit from
Says I'm
Georgia.
guessing you folk find yourself
I
out
call
here in
it
the
Georgia
bayou at this here
Sunrise.
shack in the middle of the night 'cause you fellow entrepreneurs.
And I'm looking to offload it, however, I do not know where
Yeah,
to
like
turn.
be informed on what the prices of things are.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Very well. Are you
I mean,
We're not really buying
what
anything.
sort of spirit is
Are
it?
you needing it?
Not currently.
Well, I'm not entirely sure if I should say or not. I believe we could use our imagination in this regard. I just met you therefore after.
Well,
Huh?
be safe now.
Unless, of
Hey,
course, you can otherwise tell me that I can, in fact, trust you for who you are.
Given where we have met up, I think you can trust me, yeah.
Yes, it is a very, very cruel world, and I believe you and I both know that it can be very cruel. However, I'm just double checking and making sure that I'm not talking to the wrong person is all.
I mean, if you think I may be law in hiding, I'm pretty sure it's what part of the rules to announce themselves or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what
I
deputies
guess
do, to be
so.
truthfully
I guess
honest.
so. You have made a
I think I'm
valid
policies.
point. But yes, it is a kind of spirit that would be, I suppose, unmarked and untaxed, of course.
Yes, of course.
And since we are fairly new to this sort of thing, I was just making sure if there's anybody out there who possibly anywhere, since I've been riding like a chicken without a head for the last couple of hours trying to figure this out myself, but I've come to no answer whatsoever.
So you're new to this business altogether?
not necessarily new to the business, more so new to the area. I'm from Georgia. In Georgia, the things are a little bit different out that way.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I've been in the business for 20 years. Um, are you looking to sell the mash or the finished product?
Finished product. I'm sitting on
Finished
about
product.
50. Possibly more because my partner, who is in a state of slumber, is holding on to the rest.
Hmm. Well, I know it's for some reason. I was just talking to my partner here about how I feel as a traditionalist a bit taboo about the fact that people are going around selling their mash recipe, but typically around here the mash seems to be the popular thing to sell for some reason.
Well, that is
As-
extraordinarily strange, in my opinion.
yes, it is. It very much is. But that seems to be the common
Take
thing.
this Heartland's job while you're talking to him. I'm gonna go make it.
Which one?
I believe you
Heartland
said the
oil field.
Heartlands one.
Okay.
So you're telling me I'm sitting on pretty much what it would be deemed worthless in this environment.
Well, I mean, if you're not looking to run it yourself, likely. Though, I mean, there might be people out there who'd be interested in running your product out there. It's just, I'm just not entirely sure who would.
I mean, if you have 15 bottles on you, I'll buy it for $75 right now.
I don't have it on me. It is in Rhodes at the moment.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I'll be right back.
So where do I, if I were to run this myself, who should I to? Where should I go?
The board right here, I just tore down a job. Boards like this, you can find jobs. For a small batch, you're likely to see $10 a bottle, which is pretty common for, your one drop deliveries. You can do a quick run of it and get a bit of cash. But if you have a big batch and you have yourself a wagon, you can do big delivery jobs. But they like their stuff quickly, and you want it all prepared and ready to go before you take that job, or else you run into a bit of a problem.
Understood. So you're saying it needs to be boxed up and ready to go is before we even begin.
Yeah, for the big delivery jobs like that. But because it is a big delivery and the fact that you're having to be timed in the manner, you get anywhere, if you find a good job, anywhere from $15 to $16 a bottle. That's what you want to get for your big deliveries.
The last question that I would probably have in this regard, I assume I need to get myself a wagon, or will they supply one for me?
Unfortunately, you have to get yourself a wagon. You can rent one for cheap. It's, I think, was it 12 hours to rent? I think they allow you
Yeah,
to rent for 12 hours.
Yeah, three spaces for crates for 12 hours is $50.
Yeah. And if you
If you
want a
want one with
bigger
5, it's
wagon,
100.
yeah, if you want a bigger one, it's 100 for 12 hours. You need to buy yourself crates as well.
Understood, understood. Well, you two have been a wealth of knowledge that I've been looking for quite some time, and I do appreciate it very greatly.
Of course.
However, since this weather has just been torturous to my body, and I'm not used to this humidity, I must say, I do want to give you something for your time, and also for riding up as rude as I have been, riding up on you like the way I did. So if you would be so kind, if you would like to, you could just, grab yourself at least $20 out of my pocket. That would be perfectly acceptable.
I'm grabbing it instead of you handing it to me.
Unless you'd like me to, of course. Either way,
You can just hand it over to me.
fair enough.
I've been in
My
situations
dollars
to.
just get very sticky. That's the only problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can try if need be. I can stick my hands in your pockets. I just don't like getting caught with my hands in people's pockets.
Fair enough. See that money there?
Unfortunately, not. So I guess I will be taking it.
I may have misheard it, but what's your name, friend?
You can call me Eddie. My full name is Edmund Hale, but you can call me Eddie.
Hi, Eddie. My name is Jonathan.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
My name's Dusty.
Pleasure.
What's your telegram, Eddie?
Oh boy, that is a question that I just hope I have the answer to. My memory is so poor.
Okay.
Let me see here. I do not have it written. Can I write down yours and send you a telegram?
Yeah, of course. Mine is Last Resort 139. LR 139.
And your name again, sir? Was it Jonathan?
Yes, Jonathan. Jonathan Maddox.
You want mine as well?
Surely, I don't find any harm in that. I'll send both of y'all telegrams with my information for you.
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
My name's Dusty Harley, and my telegram is SX813.
Perfect.
All right.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Maddox and Miss Hurley.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you as well.
likewise. You have any other questions, feel free to reach out.
Absolutely will do, and you have a splendid day.
Likewise.
Of course. What do you say his name was? Eddie?
Eddie, yeah. He said his full name too, but it was like Edmund something.
Yeah, something, yeah. Also, I thought for sure we were gonna get robbed by those two people, so I kind of told them to fuck off.
What were they saying? I couldn't quite hear what they were saying.
Well, they were asking us if we were fellow entrepreneurs since we were at the shack. And they wanted to know what we were trying to sell. And I told them we weren't selling or buying anything, we were just looking at prices. And then they said, well, what are you eventually going to look at buy and sell? I said, I don't know, I'm just looking at prices. And just stared at them silently until they got awkward. And we're like, okay, well, we're going to leave. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of things happening at once. I was trying to see what those two were up about while this guy's talking to me about Georgia sunrise and everything.
I thought they were all together. That's what was making me confused.
Need regular salt food.
I thought when the other two rode up that they were all three together, and then we were gonna have to fight our way out of that.
Yeah, this reason why I was side-eyeing those other two, because I heard them talking about entrepreneur stuff. It's like, great, are these two together?
Mm-hmm. But what about the Eddie guy? So from Georgia, I guess he's in the moonshine business. Wants to get in the moonshine business.
He's in the moonshine business. He said he's been in it for a bit. He's just not entirely sure what how things are around here.
Yeah, fair enough. Can you grab 3 bottles of mash and or 3 bottles of moonshine? Or 15 bottles of moonshine?
We don't have the shine together.
We can just get 3. Is it in mine or yours?
It's in mine.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we'll just grab 3 out of there, and then we'll have to go do the thing.
Kind of in the way.
Hmm?
Kind of in the way.
Oh, am I? Sorry. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I am talking. Hello. I think I found one.
What?
I told you I was gonna find a rancher. I think I found one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go check my telegrams to more important things.
I agree. Check the telegrams.
Oh, shit.
Everything okay?
I didn't get a telegram.
Okay. Our rancher friend needed to take a quick nap, so I'm just waiting for him to wake up.
Okay, well, I gotta eat. I gotta.
I know. I know. Do you want to just go back to the city?
That's what I was planning on, sitting in the apartment and eating.
Yeah. I'll take you back to the city.
I mean, if you want to wait here for the rancher friend, I can get there myself.
All right. Yeah. I'll let you take your horse. Sorry. I know. I'm trying to finish this conversation. Guy
Yeah.
wouldn't talk to me. Telegram me when you wake back up.
I'm just gonna sit in the apartment.
Oh, okay. Well, telegram me when you're back around.
Yeah. Alright, we're just gonna sit here and eat, because I need to keep an eye on telegrams.
Hello.
Hello. You should talk to that guy.
Yeah. He is a chocolatier.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I took down his telegram and sent him one, so he has it. But apparently he works out of Rhodes, and yeah, apparently a lot goes into making chocolate.
Hmm.
He said a lot of wheat, eggs. He gave me an entire recipe, and I'll be honest, I started staring off in the distance because there's a lot of ingredients.
To make chocolate?
Yeah, that's what he said. It's like wheat,
Hmm.
eggs, berries, milk, all sorts of different bananas, raspberry. It was very confusing. I don't know. I was like, okay.
You don't need all that for fucking chocolate.
Maybe he was giving me the wrong recipe. I don't know. He's going on and on about it, and I was becoming very bored.
Hmm. Maybe that was his
Also,
tactic. Maybe he was afraid that you were gonna rob him, so he just bored you to death.
Well, I kept trying to say, all right, I gotta go. He was like, well, also, and I'm like, oh my god, no, I don't care. I don't care about your chocolate. Also, Elsie cannot sell us a crate today. She apparently was shot yesterday.
Oh god, I guess her brother did drag her into something, huh?
Mm-hmm. So, she said she needs a day to recover, which obviously understandable.
Yeah, no rush. We got our
So
stuff
I told her,
anyways.
yeah, I told her no rush. And then I also just kind of threw in there that if she needs anything while she's recovering, to let us know. So,
Alright.
all right. Well, with that said, should we go work?
Do we want to make all of our stuff and get it all sorted in your wagon
Yeah,
and stuff?
that's kind of what I was thinking. So we just
Okay.
take, we just load it into my wagon, and then we'll just take it somewhere.
Okay. Also, don't forget to put the document folder back.
Yeah, I realized it was in my pocket when I woke up this morning. Apologize
Yeah.
for that.
So it did give me an idea. Instead of trusting someone with my document folder, making up another one for employees to have be part of their whole thing package.
Yeah. Sounds
They
good to me.
have they have to take care of their own document folder. Oh. We also, I don't think I got any telegrams, but just in case.
Yeah, we'll go check.
Let me put this key away. I saw a horse over here when I got here and peeked in there, but didn't see anyone.
Should we have some kind of color or uniform
Yeah.
for people who work in the bar?
I don't think so. It's not a fancy place.
I've just been going back and forth because I don't really want people in raggedy clothes either. Dressed up like Westerners.
Well, yeah, obviously, but at the same time, that's supposed to be a, chill place over there. It's not a fancy place like the Bastille.
No, I agree. And I don't think it need, I don't know what I'm just kind of in my head thinking what kind of attire I'm comfortable with. Because like I said, I'm not really a fan of Mercil City. I don't want them to be wearing, I don't know, looking like they're running around with Benny's group.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. But if you say city wear, someone's gonna think, oh, you mean suit, and put themselves in a suit, and that's not the vibe for a place like that. You wear a suit, sure, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Baka station.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, Frankie sent me a telegram like 15 minutes ago.
How many?
Like 15.
Alright, I'll put it still there.
I sent a telegram, said that we're on our way, so if he goes to check telegrams again, he'll know. Apparently he just finished his meeting. That was a long fucking meeting of stuff.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we're meeting with more than just him.
Maybe. I don't know. I let him know that it was just you and I, so...
Yeah.
I mean, if it's more people, that's fine. Just, we have
that's
information.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we'll meet there and then we'll go from there, so I'm assuming we're moving locations from that place.
That's fine.
Because I did say preferably somewhere, out of public eye, so...
Yeah.
I guess we're not working.
No, which is fine.
Yeah, I need
More important.
I need to get this off my chest so it's not constantly brewing in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, this is all wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not close.
Yeah. I'm keeping my long arm on the way there, but I can put it back before we meet Frankie.
I have mine as well.
Yeah, just, along the way. You run into things.
Where did you send it from?
I did not see that. I just read the telegram. And then looked at the time to see how long ago he sent it.
That person just ran back to their horse, so we might be having a friendly conversation with somebody behind us in a moment.
Unless he got scared at hearing a fast-moving horse.
Maybe. not letting anybody follow us. So if they do that, I'm gonna end up having to rob them and shoot their horse down. Be quite unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Probably should have worn disguises or something.
I think we'll be enough out of public eye, hopefully.
Yeah.
I could have worn my howdy, y'all.
Jeez, that's what I was thinking. Just wearing her Western wear.
I mean, if they're in a war, that could end up with us getting shot.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure he'll be
Or at
on the
least
lookout.
kidnapped. Yeah.
There's the wolves. Goddamn wolves.
Mm-hmm. Where the fuck is the door?
There's no
How's it going?
door.
No, I was up on the roof.
Alright.
How's it going, you still?
Ah, it's going.
Yeah, I hear that. About the same, huh?
Yeah. Sorry about that concussion.
So you heard about that?
You sent that telegram saying she had a concussion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's, yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, thankfully.
Well, that's good. So, is this a good enough location?
This'll do for now. I've been here for a little bit, so, and I haven't seen anybody, so I think we're good.
Okay, it's a lot of details. I wrote some very detailed notes after the meeting.
After the meeting, the one in the bar?
Yeah, you're the one in the bar.
Okay. Well, I am all ears.
Okay. When was this, Thursday or Friday, John?
I think it was Thursday.
It's Thursday. Okay.
I think so.
So, I mean, they approached John first at the telegrams and asked, if he knew who the proprietors were of the Blue Pearl, and he said he was, along with me. And so they followed him back to the Blue Pearl. Benny was not among them. It was, Pablo, Gideon, Lou, and two others I did not get the names of. I do believe Pablo said one of them was named Jefferson, but, those two were kind of like the silent people in the back, you know.
Mm-hmm. Did
Power
one of
play.
them have a big bushy beard, like black bushy beard?
I think that Jefferson guy did, didn't
Yeah,
he?
I think that sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
And
I know
the
Jefferson.
other guy had like a really large mustache that was gray. The
That
other
sounds like
silent guy.
Jefferson.
Okay.
Anyways, so Gideon, Lou, Jefferson, and one other guy.
Yeah, it was 5 people. So it started off as a pretty general conversation. You know, Gideon knows me. Unfortunately, he's robbed me before and he remembers me by that point.
Yeah.
So there was a whole conversation about that, and then asking about us and how long we've been running the Blue Pearl, and if anyone ran it besides us. You know, those type of general questions before Pablo asked if he could talk with us out back, making sure we knew it was not a hostile conversation. He wanted to have a conversation about the state of the city.
Conversation about the state of the city.
Yep.
Well, it's been in a pretty shit state recently, thanks to them. So.
Yeah. So once I led the way to the alleyway, and he started the conversation in the alleyway by saying the DiCenzos are running into a lot of issues between the law and his group. Before we went into the alleyway, Gideon made sure that we pulled out our newspaper and read the articles that are in there about the DiCenzos. So, giving us a little bit of background information on top of what Pablo is going to, feed us. He continued by saying they're from Raskeller, and as it stands, he's sure many people in the city would like to paint them as savages and bloodthirsty. He claims this is propaganda. He said that we'd be the first people inside the city to know this information I'm about to tell you, so just keep this close to you. I mean, obviously, tell who you need to tell, but the last thing we need is for them to know that we told you and we get scooped up.
Right. And that's the last thing I ever intend to do, so you have my word that your word is safe with me.
Okay. So he said that he eventually has a plan to offer a solution to the DiCenzos to stop all of this. He said that he's sure that we've heard about the ban on opium. He asked how we felt about the ban. Before I could give my answer, Pablo said that he's personally indifferent on it all, which confuses the hell out of me. I'll get to that in a minute,
okay.
But I told him, and I mean, this is the truth. I told him we didn't care either way. Opium's not our thing. It's never been our thing. If there's a ban in the city, obviously we're going to respect it. If there isn't, then there's that too. It's not something we would get into. So, and also it'd be hypocritical of me. I'm a very heavy drinker. I know that's a bad thing. It's a vice. It'd be hypocritical of me to, take away someone else's vice, that sort of thing, But if there's a ban, there's a ban. We're going to respect that. I also told him that John and I are very new to the city, and this is something we've also told Taipan, as a matter of fact. That we're aware there's tension in the city. Obviously, there's shootouts galore. The newspaper articles, things that's been said to us. We know there's tension. There's politics and all sorts of things right now. But we would like to stay out of it. We're keeping our heads down. We're new to the city. We're trying to build something here in the Blue Pearl and everything else. The last thing we want to do is to jump into something that we don't have a leg in that race at all.
Right, of course.
And Pablo, claims that he understood that, but obviously there's no such thing as true neutral. You're going to have to draw a line in the sand, and as you can see, we are drawing a line in the sand.
I reckon that's why you're here having the conversation with me and not somebody else.
Yep. But according to him, they're apparently wanting to reach a compromise with you to end this war. That the Blue Pearl all the way back to the slums be the only place in the city where you can allow sale of opium and use of opium. He asked me how I felt about that, which again, I reiterated, I don't care. It's not my thing. If you get that compromise, big if, then, there's that. Well, obviously, it's that's how it is, or if there's not, it remains a ban, then it remains a ban. It doesn't matter to me.
And we told them, like, regardless, we didn't want to sell it inside the borough, but
No, we didn't. We did not tell them that. That was something we discussed after the fact.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah. It was something we discussed after the fact. If it was a compromise that the Chinzos agreed upon, then we are not going to allow the sale of opium in the Blue Pearl simply as business people, because we don't get the money. You know, we're not going to let someone walk in there and try to sell their drugs if we're not getting money out of it, that sort of thing.
Right. Right.
So, but that is if a compromise was agreed upon.
Which I can almost guarantee you it is not going to be.
I figured, yeah.
I don't know if you have seen what opium does to people. You know, what it does to whole cities, communities, you know, families.
Yeah.
I have. You know, I grew up in Chicago. It's really fucking bad up there. Really fucking bad. And I'm not gonna go into details. You know, I know you've probably heard horror stories and shit like that, but we wouldn't allow something like that to happen to the city. Not at all. That city is, you know, with all the respect in the world, belonged to us for the last 5 years, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not to say that, oh, we own every street corner, every business, everything like that. No, fuck no. The exact thing that we prevent, the exact reason we say, hey, this city is ours, is to prevent shit like that from happening. Because it's happened to too many of our homes up north. Too many of them. And even back in the old country, right? Several people getting into the drug trade, losing their fucking minds just for the sake of a few bucks. And the last thing we want is for that to happen. That to happen to people like yourselves, people I care about, etc.
Yeah.
I've heard too much shit. Heard too much shit to see that fucking happen in the streets that I call home. And they came to us, you know, with the attempt of saying, hey, we want to come to a compromise in a meeting, but we only want to do it with, you know, with the big guy, right? Referring to Mrs. Santino. Right there on the street. And we said, well, you know, Mrs. Santino's not here right now. And, you know, the man who was talking said, I'm acting within his best interests, you know, like I can make a decision within his best interests. So you tell it to me now and we can work this out. I'm willing to talk about it. They didn't want to. We gave them 7 opportunities. And then they said, well, you just obviously really don't care about this. You just want the big guys so you can, you know, have whatever fucking power trip you want. So if you don't want to talk, then it'll go back to lead. And that's exactly what fucking happened.
Okay, so they did try to approach you with this. I don't know if this happened before or after the talk with us, but
so that happened Friday, late into the night. It was like midnight of Friday.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
a little bit after. Either the same day after or the next day, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, they didn't mention all of this. You know, that they wanted territory in the city to sell opium and shit like that. Because I don't know if yous have really added that up, but the sale of and use of opium in what we call Browntown, which has been known for several years as Browntown, is in the fucking city. In the city. It's not going to be long before that opium gets pushed just beyond the border, which is like right there. You know, so it just doesn't make any sense. It's just enough to get under our skin, and that's exactly what they want.
Yeah, that's, you know, I have a bunch of speculation because I don't frankly understand why a group from Raskeller cares about the politics of the city and the whole opium ban. You have the rest of the crossing to sell opium. I don't understand. I don't know if this has been always what they've been wanting that caused all of this. I you know, I only have bits and pieces of what I've heard, what I've read, that sort of thing to make my speculation. I know for a fact that Taipan is very vocal about it.
Go on.
You know, I honestly think that they do this tactic with new people, just scoop them up or whatever, you know, paints a certain picture about the Chinzos versus them, woe is me, that sort of thing. We heard a lot before I told them my stance in staying out of it. and then they shut us out. But, you know, they told us a little bit about the whole white rabbit thing. They told us apparently a white rabbit was tossed into the shop and with the word opium carved into it. You know, just
Jesus.
they told us it's just all sorts of things like that to remember that time the first time you saw us in the city, we were walking to the gun store, saw a group of you all in there and decided to step to the other side and he
Yeah,
approached
yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a decent conversation. Welcomed you to the city and all that.
Yeah. So after all of you left, after meeting us and welcoming us and everything, Mr. Wei walked up to us in a very, you know, worried expression and tone and saying, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're fine. What's with the tone?" And, you know, this is one of many times that he said this, but apparently, you know, the Chinzos are known for accosting people and bombarding them with questions and being intimidated and so on and so forth. And this has been said to me multiple times or around me multiple times. And I kept saying to him repeatedly, "I've never felt that way."
Yeah, okay.
I feel like, you know, frustrated Mr. Wei that I kind of stood on that, you know, it's like, I've never felt that way. You know, apologies, other people felt that way, but I've never felt that way.
Right, okay. And he told you about the history with the White Rabbit and the 9 companies and all that?
Bailey did.
Bailey did.
Yeah. Apparently, he was telling me that his uncle was the first person to bring opium in and sell it at the markets and so forth before the whole ban and opium wars and everything. He told me a bit about the White Rabbit and stuff as well, but I kind of cut him off after a bit and said, you know, "I'm sorry this is happening to you, but we would like to stay out of this." And that was the end of the conversation. And ever since then, they've been giving us the cold shoulder, you know, just kind of, you know, neighborly hello, and that's about it. I've walked into the store when there's nothing going on in Blue Pearl to, you know, do like I normally do and hang out there and, you know, just to chat and stuff. And I could hear them talking loudly from the street and knew that they weren't talking business. So I walked into, you know, just to hang out and stuff. And they all went silent, looked at me and said, do you need help with anything?" I was like, "No, I just walked in to chat." And they grew silent again and then said, "Is the Blue Pearl open?" I was like, "I can open it, yeah, if you want me to open it." And they said, "Great, see you there," and then waited for me to leave. So
Right.
a lot of, you know, cold shoulder ever since we said that we would like to stay out of all this.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be happening to a lot more people than just yourselves, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
But as for... Listen, I'm not going to be the guy to be like, no, you know, you listen to us. This is the truth. Yous are adults. You can make up your own decisions on your own, you know, and make your own assumptions the way you need to. If you want to believe Way and say that, you know, the Chenzos go around and intimidating, bombarding people with questions and accosting them, blah, 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 by all means, if you felt like we did that, then you felt like we did that. There's nothing I could do to change that.
Mm-hmm.
But when a new face comes to the city, just like yours, you know, did, I was familiar with you. I wanted to come say hello. And you know, figure out why you were waiting, you know, in line, see if you just wanted to do some business with Way, you know, etc. Come to find out, you're moving to the city. That's great news. I mean, okay, you're moving to the city. What do you have planned to do in the city? You want to open up the Blue Pearl. Well, that's fucking great. Here are a couple of ideas for you to get you started. If you need any help, come find us. You know what I mean? Like, does that sound like oh my god, are you okay? Don't go in the tight pants because they'll fuck you over, you know? Like,
No.
I'm not gonna do that, you know. None of us are. So I'm very sorry that the seed of doubt has been planted there, and like I said, there's nothing that I can do other than prove to you through action, you know, that that we're the last problem you need to fucking worry about. You're a citizen of the city, and that city, you know, that city is my home too. We're neighbors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for Way to go into detail about the White Rabbit and the 9 companies and the Opium War and all of that shit, long before you know, even stepped off the boat, is baffling to me. Because when you said somebody threw a White Rabbit through his window, somebody had to have known that history. And they had to have had a fucking reason to throw that rabbit through the window, now wouldn't they? And it's time to start asking ourselves, well, why is somebody fucking doing that? Because this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Yeah,
And Benny and the rest of Rathskeller, you know, and all of them, the reason the city has been so hot, and unfortunately we have been on, you know, the other end of it. They are known, several people through that whole gang are well known for extorting and intimidating businesses into selling their drugs for them. No doubt that they were eyeing you up to do the same.
Yeah, which
oh, sorry, go on.
I, you know, John and I had a discussion after the fact, because I mean, they didn't talk about the sale. They said they said that they're not planning on trying to run the Blue Pearl. They're not trying to extort us, so on and so forth. They were just asking our opinion about certain things. Then John and I had a discussion after the fact about the sale and decided that's because despite us being two people, and despite clearly they're going to strong arm us and everything else, I'm not going to stand there and let it fucking happen. Even if it means that we're going to get hurt in the process, I'm not going to get bullied in doing something I don't want to do.
And they will. I can guarantee you that they will try. So definitely just be ready for that. But the person who steps up to you, looks you dead in the eye and says, I'm not extorting you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, you shouldn't have to tell somebody that they're not being extorted or strong-armed. You know what I mean?
I knew we were being strong-armed, despite the friendly nature and everything else. They all had long arms. They all walked in, all 5 of them, everything else. I knew what was happening, which is why I tried to navigate the conversation as neutral and non-confrontational as possible. Not saying yes, but, you know, saying my stance, which is the truth. I mean, I wanted to stay out of this as much as possible, but the problem is they forced their hand.
I'm very sorry for that.
Because the next day, I guess the shootout was happening between you and them. I didn't hear any gunshots when I woke up.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And I was walking to the telegrams. I didn't hear any gunshots, but Gideon and Pablo ran towards me with their guns, yelling, "Take cover, get out of the city." So I got out of the city, and I guess after the shootout was over, Gideon sent me a telegram, because they got our telegrams. And apologized for yelling, and that the city was safe now, and that they would be sitting in the Blue Pearl having drinks. You know, acting friendly rapport and everything. It's like, okay, they're thinking something totally different to the conversation we had.
Right.
Like we were supporting them or something. Which is when I sent that telegram out to you and everything, and remained away from the bar, because, you know, stay away from Benny's group as much as possible.
Right. And they, I'll give you some insight as to what they plan on doing in the city, right? Just to, you know, just to keep you in the loop, because you are a citizen of that place. They want to come in, right, and get that territory for opium on the surface, right? But they want to also go around and charge a citizen's tax, where every single day that you're seen, you pay $5, $10, and that puts you on a list of people to protect, and you know, if you have a problem, they'll deal with it, sort of thing. Kind of like glorified mercenaries, if you will. So they'll do that, right? And they'll extort you for that money. If you don't take it, they'll beat it out of you or steal it from you. They also want that to be a stronghold for their war against the law. I don't really know too much about that. You know, that's just another fucking line of bullshit they draw. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to tell you what you need to believe to choose a side, so to speak. You know, and I know you're standing right here before me, but the one thing I want for you is, more than anything, is just to focus on your business and live in the city peacefully. That's the only fucking thing I care about. That's the only thing any of us care about. So for them to go and try and accost you and strong arm you into choosing a side is obviously the polar opposite of you know, people like myself. I mean, we're just businessmen at the end of the day. You know, and like I said, you could draw your own assumptions. You can speculate what we do. You know, that's on yous. I'm only ever going to give you the tools to make a decision for yourself. So when Way's talking about the White Rabbit, you know, or Biley, I should say, when Biley's talking about the White Rabbit and the Opium Wars, and Benny and them want to go in and start pushing opium and, you know, lift the ban in Browntown, and all of these things happen where they check on you on the bench, badmouth us to all the new faces, bring them into the fold, and keep spreading the propaganda. I highly encourage you to go to every Telegram station around, like the Valentine one, the Emerald Station one. Look on some of the crates around there and tell me what you see. Just food for thought.
All right.
So keep that in mind, right? But be very, and I mean very, very careful with everything that you do. Like I said, don't ever do something that is going to jeopardize your business or your lives.
Yeah.
But I cannot. Sorry, go on.
It's what we're trying to do, is navigate this as careful as possible, but
Yeah. We'll use of course it's within our benefit, so I'm gonna tell you this, but you did the right thing coming to us with this, truly. You know, I'm not gonna tell you any information that you hear in the Blue Pearl, you know, tell us right away or anything like that, unless you know, are willing to do that of your own volition. But it would help us a great deal, and we would be willing to pay. And like I said, this city, well, I say this city, we're not even there. The city, right? That's my home. I'll do fucking anything for that city. I'll do anything for the people in that city. And I will continue to do that even when the odds are stacked against us. Even when the blood is flowing through the streets and the lead is hot on the fucking air. I will do that. Till the end of my fucking days. And you now living in the city, you know, I'm willing, fully willing to fight for our home. You know, and prevent shit like this from happening. From the opium ruining your streets. You know, from Benny and them strong-arming you, everything like that. And I promise you, there will be a day it all comes to an end. But in the meantime, like you said, neutral positioning, do what you have to do for yourselves. Obviously, operate within your best interests. But I cannot thank you enough for trusting us more so than the other side. And like I said, if there's anything, and I mean anything that you think, you know, would help in that regard in any way, no matter how big or small, we would be willing to throw an envelope your way. Discreetly, of course.
I have a little bit more. So this is purely speculation from the pockets of information that I have gathered and heard and everything else. One of the last things that Pablo asked me was if Sue ran the bar at different hours. And this is information that I got from Taipan because, you know, I asked you, the DiCinzos, and I also asked Mr. Wade just to get... I like gathering as much information as possible before, you know, just accepting, you know, one person's words. So I wanted to make sure I didn't step on anyone's toes at all for the Blue Pearl. And Mr. Wade said apparently Sue, I don't know this guy, but apparently Sue was interested in the Blue Pearl, so he gave me the telegram for it, which, you know, I reached out to, but he never responded. So I said fuck it and opened the place and figured that if Sue wanted to talk, then he would approach to talk, but have not seen or heard of anyone named Sue. But anyways, Pablo asked me this, and I said in response, you must have talked to Taipan, as I got the same information from them, and they all got really quiet before I answered their question. That, you know, same thing I said to you, that we reached out but didn't get a response. So no, Sue doesn't, you know, run the place as well.
They played their hand a little too heavy there, huh?
Yeah, which there's reason why, you know, all the speculation that I have and all the information that I do have, I kind of filled in the blanks. Rathskeller is a Western group. I don't understand why they have such a hard-on for the city and the politics and the ban on opium and everything else. But I have heard so much from Taipan about, you know, their outward hatred of the opium ban and everything else. And I'm just speculating that maybe Taipan saw an opportunity to use a group already giving you troubles in the city for their own cause.
I didn't say anything.
That's, like I said, that's purely speculation. I don't have hard evidence beyond, that they kind of slipped up there with that question.
Right, right. Well, it would be safe to say that your speculation is pretty spot on. It's just, I mean, playing their hand a little too, too heavily, right? I mean, and you were able to put the dots together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I tend to I don't know. I pick up on those details a lot. I keep track of notes and what I hear and everything.
Right. Right. Well, let me ask you something real quick. After that day when you moved into the city, right, and we had a conversation, I did notice you wearing red. I know how that sounds. I'm not accusing you of nothing, but I did see you wearing red. Was that just a coincidence?
That is just a coincidence. Amusingly, we both stepped out in red, and I turned to John and was like, we're going to be thought as Taipan in these colors.
Right.
So, yeah, I quite literally, someone else approached me and said, I thought you wore blue more often because I was in my green outfit. I have multiple outfits. Red is one of those.
Yeah.
Taipan actually...
I've even seen you in red.
Yeah. Taipan actually approached us that day. It's like, oh, you fit right in. And I was like, yeah, no.
Christ, okay. Well, I mean, where was I going to go with that? Yeah, no, we saw that, or I saw that, and I was like, okay, well, looks like Taipan got some new employees for a bit. And then I saw you just immediately change out of them and then start operating out of the Pearl, and obviously now this conversation, right?
Yeah.
You have to kind of understand where the hesitancy comes from or the speculation comes from, just because of the circumstances. But it ain't nothing against you, right? Only time will build rapport and mutual trust and respect in one another, and this is a good first step.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I ain't never had nothing bad to say about any one of you for as long as I've known you, because it's been several months, now that we've been introduced and said hello. I know that you guys are very business focused. It would be let's just say I would be shocked if you took a stance in all this against myself and the rest of my my friends and colleagues, because it's just, I mean, it'd be the perfect ploy, you know what I mean? Yeah,
I understand what you mean.
But no, like I said, I'm not accusing you of nothing or anything like that, but time will tell. For all things, of course.
Yeah, I completely understand that, but this right here is what I appreciate. I just feel like a lot of people tend to see a new person. I understand the paranoia. I understand, the wariness and, holding new people at bay, but there's a good way and a bad way to do it. If you completely close someone out like that, then, it makes it hard for new people to create partnerships and everything else and thrive in a place like this. We moved to the city because there seemed to be a little bit more welcoming air to everyone there. Of course, before politics decided to throw themselves in our laps, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you're exactly right. The city, I mean, everybody who's in the city is very welcoming until you give us a reason to, dislike you, right? Because you're stirring up trouble or anything like that in the city. We've had it many times over. Street rats, cowboys, whatever you want to call them. You're gonna witness a thing of that, a thing or two like that for if you live there for several years. But everybody who lives there, right? Everybody who comes in, it's one of those things where it's like, I'll show you respect and kindness if you show it right back. We'll always extend that handshake. It's up to you if you want to shake it or, fuck us in the ass with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But But yeah, no, I mean that's exactly what the city's supposed to be. I mean, it's a fucking city, right? It should be booming with business. And you just came in, you know, when the business was good. I even told you it was kind of a golden age of business. Now with all of these politics being thrown around and you know the fighting on the streets and everything that you have seen and speculated, right?
Mhm.
It's actively fucking ruined it. And I know it wasn't us because we have no business fucking you know going to Rathskeller and doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't make sense to you to fuck with business in the city. It's
No,
these Western guys that decided to come into the city and mess with things.
no, and seeing the Pearl open, you know, and the lights on in that place again is such a breath of fresh air. It's kind of like a blast from the past, you know. That
Mhm.
place is good. That place has legacy. It has history, and opium ain't one of them.
Yeah.
Rathskeller ain't one of them. But lockpicks being sold out east for the first time ever, now that's a piece of history that the Blue Pearl has earned. So keep up the good work. Truly, it's there's been nothing but good words said about your business and what you're doing. You know, with the lockpicks and stuff. And hopefully, yous have gotten business in that front. If not, I know a couple of people that can be pointed your direction.
We made a few sales, and thankfully we finally got our big wagon for stores so we can keep more.
Amazing, amazing. Well, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you have, in spite of all of this, having success in the business. You know, and I apologize that we can't give you more on a regular basis, you know, by buying drinks and food and shit like that. Because of all of this.
I mean,
Look at me, right? I look like your regular ranch hand.
you try your best. I mean, you all walked in there that one time before you had to run out the back.
Yeah, I've been meaning to thank yous for that. Next I saw you, that well, that was a bad day, but yous helped us in a pinch, and we're all very grateful for it. We haven't forgotten.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and try and convince you to play sides or anything like that. Yous can make your own decisions on your own and speculate what's given to you on a silver platter every single day. And I'll give you those tools, and you can choose what to do with them or not. And like I said, if we are, you know, friends in the city of yours, you know, of anybody, if there's any information that you hear that you know would either jeopardize me and mine, you know, or the city as a whole, and you send it our way, I promise you there will be a thank you.
I have one last thing. I'm not going to assume this is the truth, but it is something that was told to me by Bailey.
Yeah.
Is a warning. He listed off several people that are apparently, according to him, spies of the DiCenzos. James Ryder, Benito, Mila, and Kits Ripley is giving, you know, us a warning and a heads up to keep our eyes on these people.
So they think James Ryder, Benito, Mila, and Kit are spies for us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Which I've met Benito and I've met James Ryder. James Ryder's a weird guy. I'll just say that.
He is. He is. There's history there for sure.
And I've met Kit. I've met Kit a few times. She's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Kit, I've known Kit for a long time. She's in a platonic way, okay? Don't get the words twisted, but in a platonic way, she's like a better half, you know what I mean? We're close. Love her to death. She has always been for the city. She's always the first to help kickstart businesses, you know, with her own money out of her own pocket. She loves that fucking city. She will do anything for that city, even if it's bleed for it.
Yeah,
That's where Kit Ripley's loyalties lie.
She was trying to give us money last time she visited us in Blue Pearl. So yeah, I can see that.
Right. And she will always do that, and she's always done it. You know, she'll go and sell bumps of cocaine, you know, for a reasonable price if you just want it. But most importantly, she's a good friend, and she always will be.
Yeah, that was part of the propaganda that DiCenzos banned opium to increase their own profits with the drug trade.
Really? Where'd you hear that from?
Bailey.
Okay, I should have known.
Yeah. It was
Jesus
through that
Christ.
entire conversation meeting. It wasn't even about this, by the way. I, didn't have anyone else to go to, so I went to, hopefully Mr. Way, but he wasn't there. Bailey was, to ask him a question about some interesting people that we had visiting us in the Blue Pearl, hoping to get a little bit of information, and it turned into all of this about the White Rabbit and DiCenzo's and everything else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All of this just in your face.
Yep. And that's
pretty
the
outstanding.
yeah. I had enough. Had enough because I mean before that it was comments every single time I went into the gun store. It was comments about the DiCenzo's and the opium, or not the opium. They didn't say that openly.
Right.
That was during that meeting. But DiCenzo's definitely and openly in the gun store talking about being accosted, so on and so forth. Yeah, I was getting tired of hearing it because again I was trying to stay out of this. We were just, especially then, that was when we were rather new. I think a few days into opening the business and stuff, so I was getting tired of it. So I was like, Bailey, I sorry that you're dealing with this, but we would like to stay out of it. And that was the end of the meeting.
Jesus.
Because we had a couple people from the Wicker Gang hanging out in the bar, which reason I reached out to someone in Taipan to see if they knew who the people were. I knew who Silly was. I was just trying to see who the other guy was.
Was it would you say it was like a decent experience with them around? Or at least, not something that you need to worry about?
I guess I think that they're just this way. Every single time I've encountered Silly, it was this way, kind of like that, that really edgy tone to them that makes it seem like they're dangerous, but
Right, like their voice alone can cut through glass.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. But they both Silly and what was his name, Abraham Jones or John or something
like that. Abraham something.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a couple weeks ago, though, right?
Yeah, this
weeks
was
ago.
Gotcha.
a little back. But yeah, it was first Silly one night, and he said this place feels like home. I don't know, just the way he worded it and everything else, it made it seem like they were considering maybe pushing us out.
Huh.
And then the next day, John encountered the Abraham guy who said the same thing, and I was just like, okay, we need to talk to someone because I gotta see, if there is any information out there about the Wicker Gang and if they're interested in the bar. But we've not seen them since then, so.
Nah, as far as I've known, Wicked Gang hasn't been interested in the bar or anything to do with the city. The only thing they're interested in is stepping on toes and just kind of stirring the pot of shit a little bit.
Yeah.
But there isn't direct caution on the horizon with them being around again. Not yet, anyways. But there is history there, and none of it's good.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure you've heard things about Wicked Gang, just being one of those gangs that you need to watch out for.
Never.
That's still true, but I don't know to what end right now. I don't know why they're back. I don't understand what's going on with them.
Yeah, ever since I came back from my long vacation like 4 months ago, that's all I ever hear as like a warning, just beware the Wicker Gang. People like the Wicker Gang, beware them, over and over and over again. So I've heard about them, but I only ever met Silly like back in Van Horn when we were living there for a little bit. So
Right. Fuck's sake. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I've not seen them in a few weeks, but yeah, it's a lot.
Jesus. Is there anything else? I mean, you mentioned Pablo said something about being indifferent about opium, and that confused you.
Yeah, that confused me, given, I mean, if this was their compromise to end the war, if Pablo is indifferent about the opium, why is this their compromise to end the war? Why is this a focus to end the war, is getting a part of the city to be God, what did he say? There's a quote. I found it amusing.
I can't
Let me
remember. I know
let me look at my notes.
Would he give you like some monologue or something?
It was a lot. It was a
yeah,
lot.
it was a lot.
Yeah, Pablo was very theatrical. I'll
Yeah,
give
I
him that.
noticed.
But just kind of played into the speculation that we have, because if you're indifferent about opium, then why would that
Yeah.
be something you care about?
Yeah,
why would he be the spokesperson to make that compromise?
exactly. That's the
Yeah.
reason why I kind of paired the speculation with Taipan, because I know they are openly, upset by the opium ban.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, see, he just wants one zone of the city to conduct business that's not impeded on by the Dichinzos, because it seems to them that the Dichinzos overreached their authority by banning a trade in the entirety of the city. How dare you ban one whole trade in the city?
Hang on, I'm looking at my map real quick for this. Check this out. Hang on. So this is the crossing, right? Saint Denis is just in the bottom right corner, right there. It doesn't even
Exactly.
take up an eighth of the crossing. We
There's
don't give a shit what happens, right? We don't care where opium is at in other places, as long as it's not done in the city. That's the
That's-
only fucking thing we care about.
that's what I don't
sold.
understand. I don't understand I mean, I suppose I understand a little bit if that is what you put most of your money in is the opium trade, then, you got a big, I mean, the city's got a lot of people,
Sure,
dust
sure.
gets kicked up and everything else, but you have the rest of the crossing to make money that way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people like Taipan, if that's something that they're openly upset about, they make a lot of money through, guns and mining and everything else.
Yeah,
Why
they
are they
have-
so focused on the other that?
Every single other business that they need to worry about. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm. And
like
they're
Wei and Taipan are some of the most rich people in the entire crossing.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't make any fucking sense, and they didn't do it with opium. They were, if anything, they were poor when the opium wars were going on. So that it's fucking confusing to me, all of it. Honestly, I think the only thing is that they're sick and tired of hearing our name. I think that's where it only
probably.
comes from. You know what I mean? And I get it. I guess to a certain degree, but also it doesn't make any fucking sense. We've been here for 5 fucking years. Wei has been here for like 3 or 4, maybe the full 5. I'm not sure.
According to Bai Li, because Bai Li liked to boast about this, that the Taipan gun store is the longest running business. It's been running for 4 years. It was a lot of boasting about these sort of things.
Mm. Yeah, which it has. And I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
But the gun trade, the mines, the gems, every other thing that they got invested in, they are making bank off of. This one other thing, I mean, it's just about. They say that the
Control,
Chinzos have
probably.
overstayed their welcome, yeah, and that they've overreached their authority. I don't know. Sounds like they're projecting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I've been sitting there watching them. I mean, I know it's been difficult to hang out in the city yourselves. I don't know if you've noticed this. It just every single day, they have new people right and left. They're like growing for some reason. There's so many
all
of
of
them just hanging out in the gun store, and I know all of them aren't, employees that sell guns. A lot of them are with long arms and security and everything.
Hired muscle.
Yeah.
And obviously you'd be hypocritical of me to point this out, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I've only, as of late, when all of this started popping off, seen people wearing red with long arms on their backs and a full posse of 6 riding around the city, just together throughout the whole crossing, everything. When before, that wasn't how Taipan used to be. So something has definitely shifted in the air for some unknown reason. And, I mean, like I said, even news have taken notice to it. Everybody has. And you gotta forgive me. I'm dumbfounded by the whole fucking thing.
It's just
But it is obvious. It is blatant. It is intentional.
extremely obvious. I mean, I'm an
Yeah.
outsider looking in, and I've seen all this.
Well, I go around the city wearing, disguises sometimes, right? And, for my own personal safety. I hate fucking doing it, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, we were talking, in a couple of disguises just near the telegram station. And, oh, God, what was the name? Foley from Taipan and
Foley, yep.
Mr. West. Came over, had a conversation with us. We kind of, just like started talking, making small talk, and then the conversation died off because there wasn't really much more to talk about. And instead of saying, okay, well, we'll leave you to it, have a good day, Foley just, with the utmost fucking disrespect and disgust in their voice, said, well, this has been a riveting conversation. Not really with the most interesting people is in the crossing. Not really. See ya.
Foley is like that.
But they do that, like all of the new Taipan employees have done that in the city. They've disrespected every single person that they've come across.
I wanna fucking claim struggle. Yeah, God, can't even say it. I'm so angry. I want to strangle Clem. She was so rude in the Blue Pearl.
Well, yeah, have you seen her recently? By the way, I haven't heard word from her in a minute.
I've not seen her since that day, and it's probably good that I haven't.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, so she was just rude and disrespectful to you.
Extreme. She was acting like a fucking child. I have 2 different stews as an option. I have the Irish stew, and I have frico, which is like chicken and dumplings basically. It's
okay.
Yeah. So, Bailey and Clem walked in. Oh, this was this is actually kind of amusing. This was during King of the Ring. I was around earlier. I'm usually around earlier for Fridays. I just can't make the King of the Ring thing. But this was during King of the Ring. I left the bar open in case anyone wanted to grab some stews and stuff or before going to your event. And, bunch of you wandered in to get food before going to the event. After the fact, Bailey and Clem walked in, and in a very, nervous and worried tone, it's like, have you seen a bunch of people wearing black? I was like, wearing black? He's like, yeah. And I was like, you mean in suits? And he's like, yeah. I was like, a bunch of them just came in to get some food and go to the King of the Ring. And both of them got really, relieved. It's like, oh, that's right, King of the Ring is today. That's right. I don't know, they were very tense until I said that and they realized it was King of the Ring. But
Right. Jesus, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was offering food to them, and I started off mentioning the Irish stew before I can continue with the, two stews. Clem said, what makes it Irish? And I was like, well, it's your traditional Irish stew. It's got mutton. I use Guinness to help break down but before I could, continue telling them about how the, stew is made, she's like, I don't understand why people put stouts and things, pour it in there and think it's good. And it just got really all upset and was like, I'm not eating this. And I was just like,
wow.
Okay.
Real passionate about nothing, huh?
Yeah. It's just like,
okay.
It was, I don't know. She just threw a tantrum and then sat in the chair while Bailey got some food. Bailey did try to chime in and, agree with me that, the Guinness isn't, it's not as bitter because, it's been slow cooking and, and everything, right. And it breaks down, that sort of thing. But even if she didn't want it, if she didn't like Guinness, I have another option. But she wouldn't listen.
It's no different than searing, a steak in a pan with some whiskey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, or wine, it's no different.
Yeah, exactly. It's cooked out and everything else. It's not like you're not eating like a pint of Guinness.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it was very upsetting and irritating, and
I don't know
Thankfully-
how bored you have to be in life to make a big deal about something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's like I was talking to a fucking 2-year-old. Just the way that she was throwing a tantrum. She finally got some food after I mentioned, I do have another stew, and it was after being relieved by the fact that the big group of people they were worried about was going to King of the Ring. So finally, like, oh no, I'll take some stew, not the Irish stew, but I'll take some stew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But thankfully, a drunk guy decided to stumble in after them and collapse to the ground so I can beat someone up because I was very upset.
Oh, great. Great. Yeah. Hey, gotta take out your aggression somehow, huh?
Exactly.
Well, shit. So this has been incredible. It's been a lot, but it's been good.
Yeah.
So let me, if you would, just so I can run it through my mind, make sure I got everything, and make sure you didn't, forget anything. So Gideon, Lou, Jefferson, Pablo, and one other guy wanted to have a conversation with you about the state of the city.
Yep.
Saying how the law has been hard on us, specifically, and that, there's propaganda about them being savages and being bloodthirsty.
They specifically said the law and them have been hard on you, DeCenzos.
Law.
Yeah.
To the
and
point
them.
they
Okay,
made
gotcha.
us. To the point they had us open the telegram or the newspaper to read the.
They read the
articles.
articles, yeah, to back up their statements.
Right. Okay.
Basically feeding us information to immediately, try to sway us in their direction, just saying the Chinzos are, looking
Yeah.
worse for wear.
And then immediately followed up with saying propaganda about them being
Bloodthirsty
bloodthirsty
and-
savages.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because that makes sense. Sorry, I'm
Exactly.
being facetious.
No, I mean, exactly. It's exactly what we thought.
But so then they said that they have plans to offer something to us to stop all of this, and then they asked how you and you both felt about opium.
Yep.
Pablo said he was a bit indifferent about the whole thing, but they want to reach a compromise with us to allow them to have territory from the Pearl to the slums, aka Browntown, for the sale of opium and the use of opium.
Yep.
Which makes Pablo being indifferent contradictory.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what else. Taipan is openly and vocally, or openly. How do I phrase this? Taipan is open and vocal about us specifically, to where they turn new faces against us almost immediately with whatever their rhetoric
Their own
is.
propaganda, yeah.
Yeah. So then Wei approached yous both that day. We talked, and then asked how you were like worried for your safety and all that, and then immediately went on to go on to say we intimidate new faces and bombard them with questions. With no real direction or something like that.
Yeah, that you constantly approach people in a costume, telegram station, so on and so forth. Just, bombard people with questions.
Yeah, all right. So that's a crime now. But we don't bombard people with questions. I want you to know that,
Yeah.
if we see
No,
someone
we didn't
new,
feel
we're
that
like,
way
"Hey."
either. Yeah, I mean, if it was. That's why I think it was so shocking for us because Wei saying all that, we looked at each other like, what is he talking about? We didn't
Yeah.
feel that way at all.
Yeah.
If people get intimidated by asking questions about what they're doing on their day-to-day basis, like new face to the city, never seen them before. We want to get to know them. Hey,
Yeah.
what you up to? And we won't even phrase it that way. We don't say, hey, what you up to? We say, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the city. I don't think I've seen you here before. You looking for something specific? We might be able to help. That's
Yeah, I mean, our conversation
know?
felt super respectful, and it was quite shocking, honestly, to hear Wei's questions because we
Yeah.
obviously didn't feel that way.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad. Because
Yeah.
I know, 6 guys coming up to you wearing full suits could be intimidating. I get it. I get how it looks. But the only reason you would get intimidated or feel scared by the whole thing is if you had something to hide. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't regularly feel intimidated by a group of 6 people walking up to me
No.
because I don't have anything to fucking hide.
Right,
It'd
exactly.
be hard to run a bar. We were afraid of every group with guns.
Yeah, that'd be a bit of an oxymoron right there.
Yeah.
So let's see. This was interesting. So Pablo asked if a guy by the name of Sue operated the bar at other hours because Sue apparently was interested in doing the same.
Yeah,
Which is
according to Mr. Way,
information.
yeah.
Yeah, which Mr. Way said, and then Rathskeller immediately came back and asked the same thing.
It wasn't
like a day
so
or two later.
it wasn't immediately after. I got that information from Mr. Way that day that you guys approached us when we were first new to the city and moving into the city. He approached
Gotcha.
us in front of the Taipan. After you left, we had, a similar
I
conversation with
see.
Mr. Way about the Blue Pearl, and that's when he said about the Sioux information.
Gotcha.
But
gotcha.
I remembered that information. So when Pablo asked me that, I was like, you must have talked to Taipan, because I knew that's the information Mr. Way gave me.
Right. Okay. So you,
Which
and
made
you
Pablo go
confronted
silent.
them.
Yeah.
Right, and they went silent. And then the cherry on top is that Taipan thinks specific names are spies for the DiCenzos.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then obviously the rhetoric rumor, which is a bit of a newer one, but one we've heard more and more, is that apparently we banned opium just to control the cocaine market, which is not true. And I told this to you at the beginning of the conversation. Opium destroys cities. It destroys businesses. It destroys lives. That's why we banned it. And if I need to show you what the fuck opium does, I gladly will. I gladly fucking will. I can show you an old news article from Chicago exactly what the fuck it does to entire districts in the city, like Browntown.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that.
It.
But if you want, I have people that can sit there and talk in full detail what it does. Now, don't get me wrong,
I've definitely seen it.
Yeah. Like the doctor's office, gives opiates and controlled levels of opium. Some people take it. We don't frown upon that, but when people start using it uncontrolled and shit like that, yeah, of course. Now, me personally, I don't let the doctors give me any sort of opiates. That's just me. Because I don't want even the risk of something messing with my mind like that. I highly encourage, people to do the same, but I get it. If you're in a lot of fucking pain and you're willing to stoop to that level, there's not much you could really do.
I was
the sale, the use, the production, all of that in regards to opium in the city is banned and will forever be banned. There will be no fucking exceptions in that regard.
Yeah, which like I said, it's on a personal level, it would be hypocritical of me, who I know I have my own vices. I know what opium does, but at the same time, on a personal level, but I also respect the ban, and I have no interest in selling or using. I dabbled in it a little bit, but alcohol is my vice. So
yeah, it and look, I don't want to go philosophical or anything like that or tell you how to live your life, but my brother Dean, he's got a heavy hand on the drink too, and it's not the best advice, but it is his. So I totally understand where you're coming from. Truly, I do.
yeah.
But it's alcohol. Alcohol has never been known to do anything other than just make you go, a little off the rails, for the night, and then that's it, right? Opium ruins your whole life, and it fucking kills you.
Yeah. I mean, according to doctors, I had a doctor tell me, because I was complaining about I got shot, and they offered me the option, surprisingly, between morphine and that grapeseed extract bullshit or whatever.
Yeah,
and I said, give me the fucking morphine. I'm in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And he was very hesitant about that, but gave me a small dosage and then weaned me off of it. But he told me the effects of alcohol, and I should, think about maybe cutting down, which I have. I have cut down quite a bit, but
Sure. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't want to get too personal or anything like that, but you need help with anything like that, any sort of help in that regard. There are people that in the city who have suffered just as much, and are willing to help people kind of get out of it as well.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate
but hey,
that.
like I said, your vices are your vices. Your life is your life. You do what you wish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only offering what I know is available.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Of course.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else we missed.
God.
Yeah,
If there
sorry,
is,
It's a
no,
fucking lot.
it's just no. This is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a yapper, right? You've
Mhm.
always known that. But when it's about shit like this, you need to. A long conversation is well needed.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not the only one. Speaking of Benito, I've had a long conversation with Benito.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently he got bans from Chinatown.
Right.
He, before we ended the conversation, I was trying to help him with the, apparently, he's wanting limoncello, so I was trying to help him with that recipe. But, at the end of the conversation, he said, where is it? He says he feels something big is going to happen in the city, and he feels the gun store people are going to be the ones to start it. And if you're not with them 100%, then they don't want you around at all. Which, I mean, I kind of felt that way, considering I got the cold shoulder after saying I wanted out,
Yeah.
away from all of that.
Right.
But I'm just saying that because it seems like a lot of other people in the city are feeling the same way, that there's something big happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you the other people in the city? I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen many of them, other than Law, yourselves, Taipan, and us, and Bully Street. Anybody that you know is just trying to live and start businesses in the city. They're your neighbors, right? Look out for them as best as you can. Try and keep them in that neutral position as well, because we'll never be the kind of people to give you like an intervention. You know what I mean? We'll never fucking do that, right? If you want to be in the city, you want to be in the city. If you don't, you don't, right? That's just the way it is. And as we were discussing before, you want to do something with opium, right?
Mm.
Saint Denis doesn't take up but not even a 16th of the entirety of the crossing. If you want to do opium, just don't live in the city. Like, how hard is that? And on top of everything else, you don't want to wear red. That doesn't mean that you're gonna get beaten in the fucking streets like so many other people have by them.
I'm still gonna wear my red. Like I said, I have multiple
Right.
outfits. One of those is that red outfit. So
I will be sure to to kind of reassure people that you just like the color red. You know what I mean?
It was a whole conversation. Redheads tend to have a hard time wearing red, but I was, you know what? I'm gonna make an outfit and it's going to work.
You're gonna make it work.
Yeah, exactly. I made it work, and I'm proud of that. So I wear that red outfit sometimes.
Right. Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, if people raise their brows at it, I'll be sure to kind of just reassure them that you just like the color red.
Yeah,
Because
someone else.
Nobody deserves to claim a color, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
exactly.
be afraid to wear a color just because someone's wearing it in their uniform. Now I understand why they're wearing it in their uniform. When the Taipan employees, one of the new ones, I think it was. I can't remember his name now, but he was in the bar for a bit when I was wearing my red outfit recently, and he said the red and gold that I'm wearing, because my gun that's always at my hip has got gold in it, but he said that those culturally in are lucky colors, so I'm lucky for the day or whatever. So I mean, I understand, cultural wise why they wear the color, but
Right.
I'm not
sure.
going to stop wearing the color because it's in their uniform.
No. If that's the case, you couldn't wear any color.
Exactly.
That's like saying if you walk around the city wearing suits, like a suit and a tie, I need to come up and talk to you right away. Like, but shit, I'm so sorry that you guys have been fucking dealing with this. Truly, I know that a sorry isn't what you need to hear or anything like that, but it's just fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Like, at the end of the day, the only thing you just want to do is just live your fucking lives without the politics of other businesses and other conflicts going on impeding. Notice how Notice how somebody who is involved in some sort of conflict in that regard, allegedly,
Allegedly,
um,
yeah.
you know, has only just started talking to you right now when you approached them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like we, that city is our fucking home. The city is our home, but we are not going to force people to believe that. We are going to show them as to why that is our home and why they are allowed to live there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not like you have to pay a tax. It's not like you need a passport. None of that shit. It's a fucking city.
that's what did you say exactly, John? That's the reason why we came to you with all this. You know, we discussed this quite a bit before we decided to send you that telegram and, you know, draw a line in the sand a little bit. We're trying to navigate
Yeah.
this as neutrally as possible, but you know, this is information that you definitely need. The difference that I have seen between DiCenzo's and Taipan and the Spinny group, with you know, all this political stuff,
Right.
Taipan throws their dirty laundry out at you, new or otherwise. You know, Benny's group, the strong arm, you tend to, you know, from what I can tell, you know, DiCenzo's tend to keep their dirty laundry, you know, to themselves. John said it better. He's the one who phrased it that way, but yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. No, I
we
really
respect that.
I can appreciate, especially with the organizations I've been in, I can appreciate a group that tries their best to handle their things, not out in public, doesn't air out dirty laundry to everyone. And
Sure.
it's clear that Taipan and others don't quite feel that way, or at least don't act that way.
Yeah. Yeah. There was once upon a time, but that time is no longer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the unfortunate reality. I'm sorry to say it out loud, but I appreciate you, you know, in that recognition, at least, you know, there's, you know, I respect you for talking about it, you know, before making the decision hastily like this, for thinking about it, for, you know, being confident in your decisions. I mean, that's a very important thing to have in life. Too many people either play their hand too soon or make decisions they're not 100% about and regret it, you know, days, months, even years later. So truly, I respect that from you, and I'm very thankful that you have that trust in myself and you know, and the rest of us to keep your interests, you know, and your safeties in all of our interests.
Yeah, I've been on this earth for 32 years. I've learned how to pick and choose and be careful how I navigate things so I don't end up getting shot for something.
Of course. Well, like I said, just keep yourself safe. You know, definitely, you know, that subtlety you mentioned before. You know, in regards to us, keep that same subtlety with you, and everything will work out just fine. But I will let you know, obviously, and you are aware of this, talking to us, helping us, doing anything in that regard will come with its risks, and that will be your risks to take. That will not, that will never be something that we will tell you or force you, you know, to do. That will 100% be on you, like you talking right now. You know, and the last thing I want is any of you to get hurt. And if, God forbid, that were to ever happen, then there's something bigger at fucking play. That, like, you know what I mean when I say that? Like, it doesn't make sense, you know, for them to pull you out to the street and beat the piss out of you. And if they do that, let us know immediately. But this right here, telling us that openly, citizens of Saint Denis have heard, witnessed, fucking experienced the bad mouth of the DiCenzo Familia's name. And that's not good. That's not good. And this whole Rathskeller thing is nothing more than a thorn in the side to a bigger picture. That much you can be fucking sure of. And even if you were, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying you are, right? But in the worst fucking case, if you were to go and talk to Wei or, you know, Taipan or anything like that after this conversation and tell them that I'm aware that there's something bigger at play, I don't fucking care at this point. I don't think any of us do. I think they know that we know. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it's nothing more than snakes in the grass at this point. And I'm sorry to see it end up that way, because me personally, I had a good relationship with Wei. You know, I considered him a friend. I witnessed the adoption of a Kiko by Mr. Wei. I was a witness to all of that, right? He helped fund my business. I helped fund his. You know, he made us guns. I mean, how can I not like the guy? If all this to just turn around and say behind our backs that he's disappointed in the people that decide to be friends with us, it's no different than Raskella going around saying if you're a DeCenzo sympathizer, you're gonna get shot for it. Because they did say that, by the way. They did 100% say that. So if we even come in for a drink, a bowl of stew, a lighthearted conversation, yous will get the brunt end of it because you just showed us kindness. So if we walk right past you, if we don't say nothing, if we don't come in for drinks, it is not personal. It is just within your own benefit that we don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, at the same time, I'm not gonna, again, if they claim that we are showing kindness or whatever by giving you a bowl of stew or whatever, I might get shot for it, but I'm gonna tell them to their face that they're being fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's one thing I know about you, Dusty, and John, use the Spitfires. Keep that fucking energy up, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, we knew the risks coming here. We talked about the risks coming here, doing this, you know, drew a line in the sand and everything. I'm just hoping that, especially the information about Benny and them with this compromise, considering they claim that we are the only ones in the city besides Benny's group currently that know about this compromise. That means that if our names get out there that we gave you this information, they're gonna come get us. Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing we're very good at, and it's not using names. You know, so like I said, you have my word that whatever information is passed along, obviously the only people that will know your names that we had this conversation are the people that need to know, and those people I trust with my fucking life.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, even if that's the case, like I said, just so they know where it comes from, I will tell the people that need to know, and they once again will keep that subtlety. I vouch for them. Their actions are my own.
Okay,
and,
good.
and just like their actions are my own. If we bring up, and I will stress this to them just so you're aware, if we bring up ever that we understand what their compromise is ahead of time, it'll be because they played it in our face, so they said it out loud first. We will never say, well, we heard XYZ, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we won't be like, oh, so you want Browntown? You know, that's not going to be the case. That's what we call ace up the sleeve, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want to play it too soon. And I'm not going to lie to you, the aces up our sleeves are fucking tenfold at this point. And this just adds to that fucking deck. So truly, on behalf of everybody, we thank you. And like I said, we have your safety. We have your safety at heart, truly. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that we have your best interests in mind, because then it'll just sound like fucking Raskella. But your safety, your well-being, your business success, and your love for the city is the only thing that we want. It's the only fucking thing that we want. And Raskella, Taipan, anybody else who decides to come in and stir up trouble is the exact opposite. And people, just like you're doing right now, will be able to read that in their own time and draw their own line. So I'm, for what it's worth, I'm proud of you for being able to do that. I'm glad that you're confident in this decision. I promise you, it will not come to bite you back in the ass. You have my word.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And
Biggest concern is we don't want this to come back and bite us in the ass, but you
Of course.
needed this information. So
thank you. Yeah, thank you for still taking that risk on our behalf. It really does mean a lot. And after this conversation, come maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, the latest, there will be. I will give you a thank you. You know, like I said, I'll hand you over an envelope just for doing this alone to help your business, help use. You know, a little bit of a thank you. Even if you don't want it, you're gonna take it. All right.
I was about to say it's not necessary, but I appreciate it.
No, money talks. Money talks, and money
Yeah,
definitely helps.
we didn't come here for the money. I mean, we appreciate it, especially because we just bought the wagon, so we could use some
Exactly.
cash. But we didn't do it for the money. So.
Of
Yeah.
course. Well, good. I'm glad that you just don't do it for the money. I know money talks. I know that way has a lot of it. But money can't buy loyalty. Money can't fucking buy loyalty, and it can't buy honesty.
Yep.
But yeah, I will either personally, come to yous, in the later hours, away from prying eyes and hand that to you, or I'll go in for a bowl of stew and I'll just leave it somewhere. You know what I mean? I'll leave it on the counter for yous.
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, but the safest way out of here for people not seeing you, to go back to the city, is to go up and around the mountain that way, is up through Amberino, down to Annisburg, and into the northern part of Saint Denis.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
I'm personally gonna go towards Valentine, just to kind of stake it out, check telegrams and everything like that. If yous need anything, and I mean fucking anything, you just send word to me or whoever's, other telegram you might have. I know Mrs. Santino gave you his, Dusty.
Yeah, we got Santino's.
Feel free to write to him if it's something extremely important, or write it to both of us. It doesn't matter.
I saw in the paper that he got caught, so.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about the one that's titled like something fire, freed by fire or something?
No,
No,
it was
there's more
recent one. Yeah.
Oh.
It's been, the Chinzo's name has been in the paper a lot. So there was like 3 articles yesterday. Isadora Finch does not paint you a very good light.
This one's
Well,
Casper. After the past months of trouble, the Chinzo's suffering has continued into October as Western justice met Eastern borders. A ragtag group of Western deputies traveled from Armadillo to Saint Denis in order to take in Santino, the head of the Chinzo crime family.
But they didn't put my name in there? Fuck them.
Just Santino.
Jesus, okay. Yeah, well, since it's in the paper, I didn't read that in today's news article, so that's probably very recent. Which is great, because he's been in there for a while already, and it's only a matter of time before he gets out.
Well, good.
Okay.
So, but yes, he's safe. He's okay. We got taken in
That's good.
together. He was a little banged up, but he's good.
That's good.
But yeah, it's not been easy. It's not been easy these last few days. I will be the first to admit it. But like I said, we have something that nobody else has, and that's a legacy, and we will do anything to preserve it.
Yep.
Well,
Just,
same thing back to you that you said, if you need anything from me or from us, feel free, shoot us a telegram.
I appreciate that.
You know when we're usually around, so.
Right. Well, the only thing I need from you is just to be safe, and if you hear anything again, if you're willing, don't hesitate to write to me, but just make sure people don't see you immediately go to the telegram when you see or hear something important.
Yeah.
Write it down, save it for the other day, unless it's very important.
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys. Let's just be smart and be safe. Get back to the city safely. Let me know when you just get back there safely. Yeah.
Yeah, will
sounds
do.
good.
All right, guys. Well, we will be seeing you here soon. Maybe tomorrow. If you see us in the city, we'll probably say hello. But like I said, nothing personal if it doesn't go further than that.
Well, yeah, I
That's all right.
understand that. Given it seems like Benny's group has been actively hanging out in the city a lot more lately since that meeting. So,
Have you seen where they like to hang out most? Is it the White Manor or just around the city?
well, ever
We
since
did
that
see an armored wagon at the manor the other
Well,
night. I don't not it's the manor that's on that main what fucking road. The one that's
The
right
big
near the
white
exit
one.
of the city. Yeah, the big white one on the
Big
right
white
when
one,
you're
yeah.
leaving the city. Yeah.
You
I don't
sure
know
that
if it was
'cause
them, but
I know
saw an armored wagon there.
I know Taipan said that there's an armored wagon going around filled with ex-lawmen, so I don't know if that was that one, but
Maybe it was them.
Interesting. Probably referring to St. John and Zoe.
I'm not
They own
entirely
an armored wagon.
yeah, I'm not entirely sure who. They didn't say who exactly, just said it was filled with ex-lawmen going around.
Interesting.
I thought I saw I was out picking cardinal flowers today, trying to make a little bit of money back after the whole wagon thing.
Sure.
I could have sworn I saw Lou just sitting there, just staring at the water just outside the city. So, but
Yeah, Lou's not the brightest in the bunch.
yeah, it did not seem like it. He was trying. I was offering them food before the meeting and stuff because they walked in and
Yeah.
just immediately like, hey, you want something to drink, some food? Lou tried to hand me. He's like, do you have any butter and a frying pan? I've got eggs. I was like, I'm not making you fucking eggs, Lou. Take the stew.
Jesus Christ.
And he gave me eggs anyways. So now I just got eggs just sitting there. But yeah, he does not seem like the brightest person.
Yeah, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah. But it seems to me, based on what I don't know if this is going to be a common occurrence now, but it seems to me now that they've had this meeting and think that we're the friendly sort supporting them or whatever, that they're constantly going to the Blue Pearl now. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if, and this is a big if, they are sitting there in the Pearl, and we just so happen to be walking by, I hope you understand that the last thing we want to do is damage your business or, anything like that. The likelihood of us going in there at the same time is very low unless it's very important because we don't want them to think that yous are supporting us or anything like that. So we might wait, but if we don't, apologies ahead of time.
This is the one of the reasons of many reasons why we came to you as well, because the last thing we want is Benny's group, because it seems like something that they would to throw us under the wagon and say, well, these people support this. So that's another reason why we came to you, because of that. So if you see them and they're hanging out, it's because they think that we're having friendly rapport and we just
Sure.
Keeping our from being shot. So
yeah Smart move. Friends close, enemies closer.
Yeah. Just as a heads up there if you do see them hanging out there.
Of course. Well, like I said, I will reassure everybody if they have speculations.
Mm.
But yeah, you two just get back safely. Write to me whenever you get back there. If you need anything, you see anything, feel free to write. And I will be sure to do the same. I can't thank you enough for this. It really does mean a lot.
Of course. All right.
All right, you still take care. Have yourselves a good night, huh? Rest well when you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah, that took longer than I was intending, but
Yeah,
it needed to happen.
Really good, I think. I think a lot of good information came to them from that. So.
Yeah.
Seemed like he wanted to hear a lot of that. So.
Mm-hmm. And it shows Frankie that I see and hear a lot.
Yeah.
As long as they, keep my name off of the information that they get, especially considering if they do indeed have spies, like Biley is claiming, that hopefully, if I do have information I can give.
Yeah, I mean, and now they know that their spies are known.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Okay,
Ledger.
maybe take
Ledger.
things a little.
Let's slow it down.
Jesus.
I only got minimally scared.
Minimally?
Holy shit.
Oh, it's high.
Yeah, I'm
What
not
of
getting close to
you?
the edge, but holy shit.
Yeah, what of you?
Alright. It's just too good of a view. I gotta get a little closer. The wind is not helping. Okay, I think this is as close as I get.
All right.
Whew.
Beautiful view.
It's a bit foggy, but
Yeah. And the sun rays aren't really helping.
yeah.
Do you think I did good with all that information?
Yeah, I think it was great. I think we did exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah. I withheld Taipan for a little bit, but after all that, I decided to
No, yeah,
also
I felt like
include
it
that.
was the right. Yeah, I think it was the right call. I think
Yep.
you went into it the right way, where you were gonna wait to see how it played out, and I think it just played out in that direction. We just have to, like we talked about, be aware of what could come because of it, but
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is.
Yeah, that's, my biggest concern is now our lives are in his hands, their hands.
Mm. All right. Oh. I know he says that all he needs is for us to be safe and keep doing our business, but I wish he'd take me up on that offer if he's gonna get chased around.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens if they come into the city next.
Maybe if a shootout happens, if we can get somewhere that's not as in the middle of things, we can try to scoop them up or something to help in some way.
Yeah, that's kind of my idea.
We can't really use a gun, but we're not medically trained either, so we'd have to scoop up and do
Yeah,
what
we
we
really
can.
need to find we need to find someone else who knows how to do some medical work.
Yeah. Maybe there's someone they know. Maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Of course, if we do choose to scoop up them and, Benny's group sees that, then
I'll be honest, at this point, Vinny's group's gonna find out at some point. It's just a matter of time.
yeah.
Not saying we need to be, brash about it and open about
We
it,
have
but
to be as careful and pick our way
Yeah.
through. Like of course, we kind of laughed because we're not idiots, but him warning about not immediately going to telegrams with information. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I'm aware.
But at the same time, we have to know that at this point we're on a clock.
Yep. I will hold my own, but like I said, we're trying to navigate this as careful as possible. Last thing we need is to get scooped up.
Mm-hmm. No, we don't have anything. It's about
Wonder
time
if
for
that,
bed anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if that Eddie guy figured things out.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I never got a telegram.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that talk to be as much as it was, but hey,
No, but it was a very important talk, I think.
yeah.
I honestly, I wasn't sure how impactful or important it was going to be, but his reaction, yeah, makes me feel like it was. I feel like we gave them some things that they needed to hear.
Yep. Now we just gotta be very careful about how we conduct ourselves around them and everyone else in the city.
Yeah, we just have to do our best to not change anything.
Yep.
Keep it exactly the same and keep doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Nice part is tomorrow we get to work and then make some more money, and then we can start looking at Gorma.
Mm-hmm.
That'll at least get us out of the target sites for a little bit if it does get hot.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think we have to worry about them following us to Gorma.
I doubt it. They seem like the lazy sort. Despite all this effort, they seem like the lazy sort.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too.
It's just all the
Almost,
pockets of
adrenaline junkies.
yeah. All of my pockets. I'm glad that it was kind of verified in a way. Oh.
Strange. I think we're fine.
Yeah, seems like it. I'm glad it was kind of verified in a way with Frankie that my, predictions and speculation or anything else is pretty much on point.
Yes. Well, it was one part of the conversation that I like should have been extremely minimal, but I think is actually probably the most impactful was the or not most impactful, but larger impactful was the clarification of the red outfits.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that
the way that he said that, clearly they had an opinion about it.
Yeah, clearly they did. I'm glad that he asked that then, because so we can be like, yeah, that's wrong.
Did we see who like group of 6 were?
No.
Look like Westerners, right?
I mean, it looks kind of like Westerners, but I didn't see enough. If it was the Westerners we know, maybe they saw us and recognized us and left us alone, but I don't know for a fact. I didn't know enough.
I'm gonna send Frankie a telegram and then
Yeah.
and we'll head to bed.
Yeah, you can send him one. He doesn't need from both of us.
Yeah.
That's a weight lifted off my shoulders. A little wary, a little worried, what this is the outcome's gonna be, because now we've drew a line in the sand, but now that information is there with them, so.
No.
We need organize our shit tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's
we can do
be
it
our
tomorrow.
focus.
Are you sending it to him?
No, I'm just looking at my telegrams.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
Yeah, need to-do list. Organize our shit tomorrow. Pick up what's already pre-made. And I guess go from there. Ledger, do not slowly inch away from us.
Alright.
Ledger's just slowly wandering away.
Yeah, he does that.
I need to grab a stew.
About
But...
let him know about that group that was up there too.
Okay. Yeah, we don't know for a fact who they were, but...
No, I told him, I said 6 people dressed as Westerners, but we did not get a good look, so we rode by quickly, but they were outside the small speakeasy. We're outside the bridge, the spawn speakeasy, that's what I said.
I realized how dark our fucking closet is when I was trying to put that away.
Yeah, it's super dark. Alright. Yeah. I just realized I meant to ask him, or at least not ask him, but tell him that we have a gift for Cal too from the last time he came in here.
Oh shit, yeah. We'll have to tell him about it later.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting an envelope apparently from him, so.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. Well, you want to get in the tub?
Apparently I do.
We can.
Yeah. Like a good soak
Okay.
after all of that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright.